Morning. This morning I'm going to read a verse from the Gospel of John, the 21st chapter, the 25th verse. And there are also many other things which Jesus did, the which if they should be written every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. Anyway, John summarized up his gospel with that verse. He talked about a lot of things that Jesus did, that Jesus had done throughout his ministry and throughout his life here in the flesh on this earth. And he said even during that time that if all the things that he had done had been written down, he said the world wouldn't be able to contain all the books. And you can imagine now all that he's saying, because Jesus, even though he's no longer here in the flesh, he's not quit performing miracles, he's not quit blessing, and he's definitely not quit saving. So as we go through this time, and we have a lot of time sometimes on our hands, many that's not working, and people shut up in their homes and not able to go out much, not able to go to church. But we need to take this time, and you hear people a lot of times talk about counting your blessings. Well, if the world can't contain the books and that Jesus, that would be written of what Jesus had done, we're not able to actually count our blessings because there's so many, they're so vast. But take this time and that to reflect and think about all the things that Jesus has done for us, all the blessings that we've received in this life. And if you just think about the blessings you received in that, just this morning, it'll be hard and that to write it all down if we actually realized everything that he'd done. There's so many things that he does for us that many times we don't know, and sometimes even the things that we think have happened bad to us, really, if we knew the whole story, we'd realize it was a blessing. I know of one instant that I was able to realize that in my life a little bit later, after some things was happening one morning. I had an old 73 Chevy that had 3 on the column and straight shift, and it would hang up and that in gears, and I'd have to get out and pull the linkage up under the hood to get it into neutral to get going again. And I was already running a little behind one morning, and I had to get out and do that, and I stepped on a board that had a nail in it that had gotten down under some leaves, and put that nail in that into my foot. And then I had to go in and clean up my foot and get that took care of. And then it was a little bit more behind getting headed to work that morning, and was aggravated about it. And why does things like that have to happen the way we always think? And then as I was going to work and got just shy of Strawberry Place Pike, I worked in Mascot at the time. They come on the radio talking about the traffic report, and there was a tractor trailer had run over a car, and that there on Straw Plains Pike near one of the churches where it has a cemetery across the road. And it's talking about the time that it happened, and the time that it happened, it was about the same time that I would normally have been going through there. And you think about, well, if you just think of a nail in your foot, or even the problem with the linkage, you might think, well, those ain't blessings. I counted those as a great blessing that morning because I was not involved in that accident. I was still here, still in full health and able to get to work, and even still wasn't late. I got there just in time, and that's how our God works. And there's so many things that he does for us, and we take for granted in this life. And even the very breath that we breathe, it's not anything that the government give to us. It's not anything that our families give. Every breath is a blessing, and that from God, and comes in that from God. And we look at so many things. We think, well, everything that I have, I bought. Well, how did you get the job? You know, so well, they hired me. How did you get the knowledge and that to do that job? It all leads back to God has blessed us along the way. And the Bible said every good gift and every perfect gift comes from above. And we need to look to God and thank God for all the things that He's done for us. And think about all these blessings that He's given us along the way. And as we're thinking about the blessings and all the things that Jesus did, also keep this verse in mind. In the 14th chapter of the Gospel of John, in the 12th verse, He said, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father." Not only are we greatly blessed in that by the Lord, but if we'll allow Him to use us and if we'll follow His word, we're going to be that blessing and that to others as we help them along the way and do the works and that God has laid out for us to do. So think about all that He's done for you, and then turn that around and that into what you can do, and that for His children and for those that don't know Jesus and that is their Savior. God bless.